Hey, good morning. Let's cover today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, ES poked above yesterday's high of 2149, where responsive sellers were active, and since then the market has been balancing within a fairly narrow range. Heading into the open, we know that if ES can hold above 42.5 to 44.5, then the buy side can maintain control, and our overall upside objective continues to be 5175 to 5375, which is a decent area of resistance first time up, and sell side could be active there. The main catalyst today is the Apple earnings announcement due after the close, so we may end up getting another fairly balanced session. And for that reason, we do have to be aware of trade location even on the long side. And if we are taking a long at a fairly aggressive price, then we need to make sure that there is a lot of sustained upside momentum. But given that we have some decent resistance above at 51.75 to 53.75 and 56.58, if you're not able to secure good location, given that we're running on fairly light volume and the market could be waiting on Apple earnings after the close, there may not be a whole lot of opportunity one way or another. On the downside, a break below 42.5 to 44.5 would bring yesterday's low into play. We have some support there at 39.5 to 40.5, and in the event of continuation lower, we can still get responsive buyers active at 33.5 to 35.5, especially because we're running on such light volume. By the time the market gets there, it could be short-term exhausted, and because the market is waiting on the primary catalyst of Apple earnings after the close, we can just continue balancing in a range from that point on. So overall, the expectation is for a fairly balanced session, and it's really a matter of where the market can establish that balance. If we hold above 42.5 to 44.5 and 39.5 to 40.5, then we can balance in the upper part of yesterday's range and perhaps extend that into 51.75 to 53.75. And if there is enough upside momentum, then perhaps 56.58 can come into play. But on first test, that 52.5 to 53 is a larger time frame high volume node, and the sell side can be active. Now, in the event that we just completely slice right through 51.75 to 53.75, that would be a very bullish indication. But if the volume is still light, then sell side can still be active at 56 to 58, and we can then start balancing yet again. So overall, we know that the buy side has been dominant since yesterday's breakout, but because of the light volume and because of the Apple earnings announcement after the close, we could just end up developing yet another narrow range balance today. So that's going to be the main scenario heading into the open. If things change intraday, if volume picks up, or if we start seeing some excess strength or excess weakness, then we'll have to adjust and adapt in real time. But the underlying environment right now is much more conducive to continued balancing. Now, again, that balancing can happen at higher prices, but given the lower volume and Apple earnings after the close, the market is more likely to continue to balance. And even if we break yesterday's low, the 33.5 to 35.5 area can attract buyers. And if we break through 48 quarter to 49.75, the primary resistance at 51.75 to 53.75 can still attract sellers. In the event that we go through it, the next area of resistance can still attract responsive sellers. So those are the main ideas heading into the open. Let's see if the buy side can maintain control here, holding ES above initial support, and we'll take it from there.